Hi, I'm Padraig Harrington and I'm here today to run through the rules of golf. The decisions on the rules can be quite complicated, but there's some basic rules of golf that if you know them will save you a few shots. We're going to play a few holes and we're going to see what situations come up. There's a few little checks you've got to do on the first tee. First of all, you've got to count your clubs. Count them up here. As it turns out, I've actually got 15, so if I continued on, it would be a 2-shot penalty on the first hole, whereas all I need to do is take one of these clubs out and remove it. Now I'm left with 14 and I'm good to go. You can have less than 14, but never any more. Secondly, the golf ball. You've got to play a golf ball you can identify as yours during the course of play. The best thing to do is on the tee, you pick out your brand of ball, whichever that is, and you mark it in a certain way that you know, that's individual, but I know if it's a Titleist 3 with a dot to the right of it, it's my ball and I can proceed. We're playing off the white tees today, and you can tee off anywhere within 2 club lengths of those markers in a rectangle. You can't tee ahead of the markers, it must be behind the markers. Okay, let's hit one. Okay, sometimes when you're playing golf, the idea of the game is to play the ball as it lies, but sometimes when you're playing the game, you'll find yourself in a situation where it just isn't possible. The ball is unplayable. Now, you can declare it unplayable and tell your playing partners you're declaring it unplayable, and then you have to decide on what your options are. Well, you could always go back to where you came from, back to the teeing ground as it happened here, and play the shot again. Alternatively, you can take a spot directly between your ball and the hole and come straight back, and you can drop the ball on that line as far back as you like. So in this situation, the tree is still in my way. I'd want to probably go back 20, 30, maybe 40 yards to give my room. But thirdly, you can always take a 2 club length drop when you're declaring it unplayable, and that looks like it's going to be the best option for me in this situation. I'm going to mark it because it's good practice to mark the golf ball, and then I'm going to measure 2 club lengths from there. I'm going to come out sideways. You don't have to come exactly sideways, but you can't go closer to the hole. I'm going to mark it out. That is 1. This is going to be 2 club lengths. Here's my tee. Now, and that leaves me a nice clear shot to the greens. I've got to drop it within those 2 club lengths. I'm going to drop it quite close to the edge, and thankfully it stayed there. It is entitled to roll 2 club lengths from that position in any direction as long as it's not closer to the hole, and then the ball is in play for a 1-shot penalty. You have 2 types of water hazards on a golf course. You have a normal water hazard, which is defined by yellow lines or yellow stakes, or you have a lateral water hazard, which is defined by red lines or red stakes. In this case, I fit it into a water hazard, a normal hazard defined by the yellow markings. First of all, you have 3 options. 1, if you're lucky, you may be able to play the ball from the hazard, but more likely, you'll have to choose between the 2 others. You can either go back to where you hit the original shot for a penalty shot, or you can mark the last point that the ball crossed the hazard, which is here, and keep this spot between you and the hole. Now, there's a reason to know this rule, because if I dropped it here, I'm going to be dropping on a downslope in the rough, but because I know the rules, I can go back as far as I like, and I'm going to be able to go back to a nice spot here, a flat area on the fairway where I can get a better connection with the ball and the right yardage for the next shot. So here's a good case in point where knowing the rules is going to save you shots. So I'm nicely back to the fairway. I've got a nice distance to the hole, and again, horizontal with my arm, stand upright and drop the ball. As you can see here, I've hit it a bit long on this par 4, and my golf ball is lost. So what do I do? How do I proceed when my golf ball is lost? Well, there's only one option. If you can't find your ball within 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes from the time you arrive to look for it. If you can't find it within 5 minutes, the ball is lost and you must go back to where you hit your previous shot. If that's on the tee box, you may tee it up again. If it's anywhere else, you must drop it as close as possible to where you hit the previous shot from. So here we are again. Unfortunately, I've crossed into another water hazard, but this time it's a lateral water hazard defined by the red stakes or red line. Now, I have all the same options as the water hazard. I can play it, I can go back to the tee or back to where I last hit the shot, or I can keep the point across the hazard last between me and the hole. But with a lateral hazard, I've got two more options. I can take a 2 club length drop from the point that I last crossed the hazard over here, or I can go to the opposite side of the hazard and take a 2 club length drop on that side. Clearly here there's a bit of heavy rough there. We're going to take the 2 club length drop here. So I measure it out. Again, 2 club lengths. Okay, the tee here. I can use any club to measure the 2 club lengths. I can use a driver or a wedge or a putter, whatever club you like to use. This has got me up onto the nice even part of the bank. So by knowing that, I've got a little bit of an advantage here. I can drop on the flat part instead of down here on the edge of the hazard where there's a slope. So we don't have to retrieve the ball, but we all like to retrieve it if we can. So we can drop within 2 club lengths under a 1-stroke penalty. So here we are in a bunker, and you do have to be careful in a bunker. There's a couple of things that you can and can't do. You can remove man-made items if they're in the bunker. So this tee peg, or if it was a can or a bottle or a pencil, you could remove. You definitely cannot remove natural items like grass or twigs or leaves. Anything like that can't be removed. Now, when you go to play the shot, as you're getting ready to play the shot, you can't take a practice swing and hit the sand. You can have a practice swing in the air, but you can't have one that actually hits the sand or touches the sand. When you're about to hit it, you can't ever let the sole of the club or any part of the club touch the sand. You've got to kind of keep it in the air a little bit. And as you take the club away, you can't hit the sand at any stage as you're taking the club away. So you've got to avoid touching the sand in those situations. I've been a little bit unlucky here again today, and I've found a bad lie here in the rough. Now, I can remove these old dead leaves here. I can remove this twig, but I can't remove something that's living and attached, like this weed here. So my ball is sitting down. Again, there's certain things you can't do in the rough. I certainly can't get my foot in here and try and create a better lie by stamping down around the grass, around the ball and on the grass. I certainly can't pull anything up. Again, I can't start pulling the grass out to give myself a better lie. And even when I ground the club, I can let the club rest on the ground, but I can't press it down there. Again, I can't create a better lie than I've got. Essentially, you got to take it on the chin and play the ball as it lies. When you're on the green, you've got the issue with the flag. Now, you can have the flag attended when you're on the green or even when you're off the green at any stage, but when you're on the green, it's best that you either have the flag attended or taken out altogether, because if you hit the flag, it would be a 2-shot penalty. So we're going to take it out here. Marking your golf ball. It's best to use a ball marker or a small flat object. You don't have to jam it under the ball or anything like that. You put it behind the ball, then you can pick the ball up once the marker's on the ground and you can clean it. Give it a quick clean. So I can clean that off. Okay, I put it back. Now, you must put it back exactly in the same position. just in front of that coin, and I pick the coin up. Now the ball is back in play. As regards the line, I can only touch the line between my ball and the hole to remove certain loose objects, or fix a pitch mark. So here I have a bit of grass, I can remove that, and again sand, I can brush that sand away like so. Now I've got a pitch mark here in front of me. So again, I want to level out my line here, and I'm quite entitled to fix this pitch mark. Again, a certain way of doing this, you got to bring that grass up and then you lift it up all together. If you do a good job fixing the pitch mark, you shouldn't be able to even see it was ever there. In conclusion, we've gone through a few of the basic rules of golf. Hopefully they will help you enjoy your game. Hopefully they'll speed up your game. You never know, they may save you a few shots. If in any doubt, talk to your committee at your golf club or go to the R&A Rules of Golf app.